great group of men and women here. It's very, very nice. And I got to share with you my feelings about this. Gary gave you all the stuff, kind of the dry detail, what I call the dry detail. Why do we need to have this? We need new infrastructure as we go along in our wonderful town. This police department that we've had, and the folks down there have done a wonderful job over these many years of piecing this thing together, putting it together, making it work for us. What's happened, ladies and gentlemen, we simply outgrown this thing, and we need to move forward. Gary talked a little bit about some obligation, debt obligation we had prior by building fire stations, swimming pools, so on and so forth. We have no debt obligation right now at all on general obligation bonds. We get, one of the reasons we're getting a 2.21% rate on this 10-year bond is because of our historic way that we do things in the city of Moscow. We're frugal about how we spend our money. We're very serious about what we're doing. We don't take it easy on it, and we demand that we get the best that we possibly get for every single dollar that we get from our citizens. And I'll give you an example of that. We do have a sewer bond, which is a revenue bond, and that's paid for through the sewer rates that we all have. And just to kind of give you a heads up, a year and a half ago, we refinanced 8 years of that bond because we got a better rate. We saved our citizens $400,000. Even though that's a revenue generated bond, it still comes in a way of savings for us. When we do frugal things like that, we do it with intentions of doing the best we can with every buck we've got. This new police station, not only do we need it, we need to have this nice infrastructure. As soon as people come in from the south, hopefully from Boise, because every single time we get a chance to steal some kid from there to go to University of Idaho, that's a wonderful thing for us. That's how I see it. One of the first things they're going to do when they drive into town is see this nice new police station, and they'll know that their kids don't behave. That's where they're going down and see Chief Fry down there. You got to have a little fun with what you do, folks. But this police department that we've had, and the guys, like I said, have done a very, very good job with it. Refurbishing it, the office space that we need now, is essential. We're out renting spaces and office spaces that we should be able to have and own as a city. Because it's, in my view, it's just kind of drain of funds, and it's not really the best use of our funds. And as a city, we've grown. There was a chart up there where we had roughly 11,000 people in 1960. I know when I came here in 1977, there were 16,300 roughly. And now we've got around 25,000, so we've grown 50% roughly in 42 years. With that, and it's my understanding back in the 60s, we had like 10 officers. Too. Now we got 35, Chief? 37. We were just simply running out of room. And if you go into the police department, I get a chance. I go in there frequently, not because they seek me out, but because as a mayor, I got a fob and I can get in there. And you can, it's not really a private place to do interviews for not only suspects, but victims. That makes it really, really tough. I'm going to let the chief talk about that here in a few minutes. But this is something that's a big thing for our town. And I take a lot of pride in that. And I know a lot of people in this town. We've got a wonderful town, good people, hardworking people here that are very interested in keeping our infrastructure going. We've got a 10-year bond, 2.21%. Gary mentioned to you, if we went with a 20-year bond, we're saving $2.3 million in interest. What that does for us is we go along. In an average house, my house myself, which has an assessed value of $323,000, is going to cost roughly $180 a year, or $16 a month. And that's how I look at it. And that is well worth it to improve our infrastructure for what we're doing. That makes total sense to me to be able to do that. Chief, I want to let you talk for a few minutes and talk a little bit about the industry of this thing as we go along. Would you please?
Yeah.